It's October 26th. I have not vlogged in a hot minute, and I just thought I'd do some quick updates before I read for the night and head to bed. I've been pretty tired the last few days. Not tired necessarily, just really drawn to rest. So luckily it's the weekend and I didn't have any students this weekend. Everything's going really well. I launched my workshop. And I don't know if I have any signups yet, but I'm still in the beginning phases of marketing everything. But I have had a lot of people agree to promote for me, like family and friends. And then we have a lot of people, as in like I think 3 to 5 people. I'm trying to be specific. And yeah, it's going well in the sense that I'm able to put in 5 to 10 minutes every day to send it to someone or promote. And I've posted in local groups they're like business groups on Facebook that I feel like help a lot. Held events before. We ran charity tournaments for a family charity that we started. Me and my cousins were the board, and we called it Play to Care, and then we held sports tournaments. We did a few it was an annual thing, and I rented out the gym, and I'm not new to event planning and these kinds of things. I've also done talks at my high school before. They were just unpaid, and then I did one event where I organized, and I got me and someone else to come speak to a group of kids about post-secondary transition. So it's not a new topic to me either. I've done it before. I've also spoken at UBC. These were just largely unpaid events, and this one I'm putting on myself, and it's a paid event. So yeah, I've been feeling a bit in my head about things. I definitely think as I'm working more, I'm more anxious again, which again, a large part of my anxiety that I was dealing with before was performance related anxiety. So I get why it's happening. It's just shitty to deal with again, because I almost think I got to the point where I thought it was gone, but I feel like what actually happened, I just got rid of all of the triggers that would add and amplify it. So yeah, that's what I've been dealing with. I feel like I get in my head about posting on Twitter, on X, my opinions and being less of my tutor self. My tutor self is very different than, of course, my full real self. I'm teaching, so it's automatically different, but not in the sense that it's fake or anything. It's just more my work self, which is more professional. I'm not the type that shares a lot of personal details. I wouldn't say any of my clients really. Maybe there's one that got to know me a bit more, but I wouldn't necessarily say I'm the type that. I was really good at sharing things about myself and connecting with people, but it was never like a deep, full connection. It was definitely still a therapy connection. I don't know how else to say it. It's different. I don't know how else to explain it. Like, I feel like people do get different versions of you, and all those versions of you, for me, at least they're authentic to me. Like, I can be really serious. I can be really silly. I can be really goofy. I guess what I mean to say is I'm not as goofy and free of mouth when I'm educating or tutoring. You really can't be when you're working with like a student. And also while I'm learning, also while I'm teaching students, I try not to, and it doesn't come up anyways because I'm teaching math or I'm teaching English or we're talking about social studies. More when you do a little bit of the humanities, sometimes more opinion related ideas come out. But my goal is to always guide as best as possible and not to spoon feed. Though we're not getting into teaching philosophies, but there's time and place for everything. So I'm not saying that I don't sometimes have to spoon feed a little bit more. But yeah, I think the problem is at the heart of all of it is just this fear that my business, my tutoring stuff will fail because of my personal brand, and then my personal brand will fail. My personal brand has to be less authentic to me in order for my local tutoring. It's not meant to be local, but I see a lot of people, when the people I see in person are local, just the feeling that of being judged. And then I don't know, I think it takes a lot to share your opinions online, especially when it comes to like politics and religion, and then worrying that people won't want to do business with me because of my political opinions, though I don't ever think I'm unreasonable and I'm always open-minded. It's still a fear I have a lot of the time. And so yeah, that's something I've been really struggling with for the past while, but I still continue on in the same vein, because at the end of the day I always come back to the same thing, which is like the goal is to be authentic and for me to speak my real thoughts and share my opinions and model that behavior so people aren't scared to. I think it's a terrible society to live in when people are scared to share their opinion. If you ever get to that place, I feel like it's just a terrible place to be in, and I think this is it's my way of rebelling against any of that kind of happening. I feel like we were definitely headed in that territory for a while, and it really, really bothered me, and I think it bothered a lot of people because we're kind of seeing this shift. And I'm not necessarily saying I agree with all of the opinions that we see online now, and a lot of the more extreme conservatism, or just certain opinions. I'm not saying I agree with everything people say, but I agree with their right to be able to say it. Yeah. Anyways, I definitely do understand why certain public figures are more avoidant when it comes to sharing certain opinions or getting involved in certain things. And I'm not saying I get involved in everything. That's also not me. It's not authentic to me to get involved in everything. But I do share when I feel the need to share, when I feel the need, like I have something to say. And yeah, that's really, it's more of an inner struggle. It's they call it cognitive dissonance. I think I experience a strong cognitive dissonance when it comes to this, but I always end up going back to authenticity and freedom of expression as my universal grounding pillars of who I want to be as a person and how I want to represent myself. I'm not saying I'm always perfect in that way. I try my best, of course. I don't hold anyone to a standard of perfection, and I actually, anything I say, I'm also one of those people that I'll share something with you guys, hopefully here, but I have this like model of behavior and how it categorizes you on certain things. So just in the sense that I try very hard to be authentic and genuine and express myself openly, just to lead by example. And sometimes that's scary. It's not necessarily like it's easy. It's not an easy thing to do. So yeah, I've dealt with weird shit. Like I had tried to join one or two business pages that were local, and my posts wouldn't post or were being rejected. I dealt with one guy, this group, and I don't know, I actually DM'd the group head, and I made a very valid points, and I did get annoyed by the end, and I am the type to, I did end up blocking him because he ghosted me after I expressed and asked questions and was being curious. Anyways, I just felt really discriminated against, so I called them out, and then this guy ghosted me, I'm gonna use him as the representative for the other admins of the group, and just stuff like that. It just doesn't make sense to me. And then I start to overthink that it's and I start overthinking if it has to do with my online presence or my social media accounts and just blah blah blah. And I don't know, I'm at the point where I think unless it's said to me, I just need to let it go or whatever. And yeah, it's like, if you don't want me to post in your group, then I won't. I'll find another group. That's where I came back to. But it is still like I can get there action wise. I think my struggle is the hurt feeling kind of stays in my body, and this is something I've struggled with my whole life. But I'll move past it in the sense of action taking, so I don't get stuck in that way. So when I'm healthy, I'm like this. I was like this at my job too. It's like certain things people would do, I would maneuver around them, even though as best as I could, I would handle them really. I find I was really good at doing that too. But then the hurt feeling stayed inside of me, and that was one of the reasons why I feel like I burnt out. It was just so much suppression of feelings in general. So yeah, that's what I'm trying not to do this time. I'm trying not to ignore the feeling part of moving through conflict. And that's actually the harder part for me, is not intellectualizing and not avoiding, but actually just moving through it and feeling it. And I feel like a lot of people struggle with that. So yeah, right now I'm gonna actually read my book. I'm trying to read every night before bed. I'm still reading The Irresistible Urge to Fall for Your Enemy, and yes, it is great so far. I have another book that I'm reading right now too. I've been more focused on this one. I think this one I'm going to finish first before I get back to that one. That one I'm a couple chapters in. And yeah, that's today. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye. I did not turn that off.